everyone, it's the tiniest of Logans. Now sadly this is going to be my last video for CES, and I've been very picky about who I wanted it to be for, because trying to film down on the floor solo with a tripod that I can kick and bang around, I need people here with me to be able to do stuff properly. So the last video we're going to have today is going to be for Coolermaster. Now there's one specific thing that I'm here for, and amazingly it's not the white case. It's something that you're going to see in a minute. There's a new case that you're going to see that's kind of loosely based on this, but it's nicer. But they've got some really epic software that I'm going to be able to show you that I genuinely, it's the sole reason why I'm here. But even though Dave's there being an absolute silly boy, trying to put me off, which isn't very kind, David, I'm going to show you some of the new coolers, new cases and stuff as well. But then right at the end, you'll see in a minute, it's well worth sitting in and tuning in for. So yeah, wait for that. But first things first, loads of new cases. Okay, so I know this is a funky angle, but some of these are plugged in, some of them aren't. So I'm going to move them around as best as I can to show you. This, $39, so 40 quid, $40, plexi side. You can actually move the I/O around anywhere that you want. You can even put it around the back if you want as well. You've got dust filters on the front and on the top. Easily removable, also easily customizable. Coolermaster are on about offering different colors for these that you'll be able to buy afterwards. It's you still get all of the slots around the back, so it's M80X. That's the one thing I didn't mention. It's M80X, but it could make a perfect little cheap bang around LAN rig. The one on the side, like I said, this is going to be $40. This one here, it's loosely based on the same platform, but you get all of the extra body kit on it. This is going to come in at around $69. You can see you've got the handles around the side, more plastic. The tops there, it's got a slight smoke to it. There are, I think I might have turned it off when I moved it. There we go. So you can see it's RGB as well. You can see RGB underneath the handle. It's actually kind of a funky little rig. Again, that is M80X because it's the same internal structure as the other one. Moving over onto this one, large side panel. It's got an optical in the front, which I know a lot of people don't like. Some people do, some people don't, but it's got a sliding panel so you can cover it up. Offset 240mm radiator mounts in the roof. Power supply cover, they say that's going to come in at around 79 to 89. Moving the camera by hand, super unprofessional, but let's face it, this is me, so I'm not professional. This one, it's they're calling it the TD, so the 3D, because it's got a plastic front, but you can see it's got like the angular kind of side to it. If I move it around, you'll be able to see slightly better that it's. And then you've got the kind of like Venturi kind of effect, but the vents are all down the sides. If you put your fingers in, you can feel where the vents are for it. Again, this one, it's got a large side panel window. It's plastic, but it's actually got that kind of 3D angularness going on with it as well. All screwed into the side. It's not tempered glass though. That's the thing that I have to stress with that one. I think that one's going to come in around 79 as well. Don't quote me perfectly for these prices. I did have a list and someone's moved it and thrown it away. This case, again, side panel plastic window, do you know what I mean? It's a decent kind of, you know, basic design. This is what they're calling it. There we go. The system specs underneath are just what's inside it. But anyway, most important thing for me, white H500p. But white H500p, they've actually beefed up the front panel to the point now where I can't get it off. So they've beefed up the front panel so that it doesn't flex as much as people were saying about before, and it's mesh, so there's more airflow. White fans in the front, white fan in the back. All very cool. But obviously, I like white cases. See, I'm doing a great job of showing this off. There we go. It was just me being a bit silly with it. So all white, still got the plexi in the roof. I think that is really, really nice personally. So new power supply stuff. This is the Master Watt V's. They're fully modular, gold rated. They're saying extended lifespan. I'm just looking to see. 10-year warranty, 50C threshold, and then fully modular cables. You can, I'm hoping to get one of these stands for myself, but the other thing they've done really is they've got rid of the flat cables and they've gone fully braided. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this, but one of the things I am hoping, based on the pinout, they're saying that there are cables available on the market for other power supplies that we should be able to use cable kits for. So individual braided cables shouldn't be too much of an issue for these. Okay, so on to the cooling side of it. We do have a little itty bitty baby 60mm tall cooler here for the new APUs. If we have a look, you can see it's the Raven Ridge solution. So it's a small form factor, kind of short design. The other thing that they've got, and this is kind of cool, is they do have a TR4 dedicated, so Threadripper mount. You can see it's got the large cooling plate on it, so that'll be better. And it's one of the few AIOs out there for TR4, and it's obviously a 360 as well, which is kind of cool. Okay, so I've turned the lights down just so that I can show you the new AIOs with the RGB. Your top comes off and you can move it around any way around that you want when you fit it. So it doesn't matter which way you mount it. But the other really cool thing, other than the fact it's got addressable RGBs on it, is you can see, and that's on both sides of the radiator, you get the RGBs on the rad as well. So it's on the pump top, it's on the side of the radiators, and it's in the fan. So you may have seen the UFO cooler. So it's face down. It's actually different to a lot of coolers. There's no heat pipes. There's a large chunk of copper in the bottom, and then the fins just kind of come out from it. It's essentially like a better designed standard Intel cooler. These are loads and loads of fins. If I zoom you in a little bit better, I'll be able to show you. You can see all the fins, but then they added the top and the RGB to it as well. The other cooler, now I can't move this one because somebody keeps moving the cables, so you've got RGB push-pull fans. They've got this cutout section, but there are LEDs down both sides as well. There we go. And so you get RGBs down both sides, and that's how you get the effect in the top. So if I just pick the camera up and show you how that's going to look from the side of your case, it's very, very cool. Okay, so this case is a prototype, and it's one that may be coming out later on in the year, a few months' time. Essentially, it's loosely based on the H500P, apart from the front and the top is tempered glass. What they've also done is they've made the front panel much deeper. So even though this is tempered glass, essentially there's a much bigger channel, much bigger area for the air to get in the side of it. There's a couple of other funky things that they're trying with it, with the power supply cover having RGBs on it as well. There's two 200s in the front, two 200s in the roof as well. So they're covering a lot of bases, but if I flick you over, like I said, you can see the glass on the top, you can see the glass where the power switch is, and you can see the glass in the very front of the case. But they've also got this really epic software that they're teasing off, which basically links in with the Leaf panels. And if I bring the camera right back, essentially what gets output on the screen can get output to the fans on the other side, which obviously is going to represent being in your case, the Leaf panel, and the lights around and about as well. So I'm just going to go and put a video on so that I can show you, and you'll get a better idea for what's going on. I'm just going to turn all of my lights down as well. So keep an eye on the lights that are going on. It links up all with the case as well. I'm not sure why the fan panel hasn't shown up better. Oh yeah, that one is. There we go. So obviously that could be kind of cool if you were watching films, playing games, that sort of thing. But the other thing that's kind of cool is when you start using it for like production and stuff. So I'm going to stop the video and I'll just keep talking. So this is really basic way for me to show you how to do it. You can instantly see everything's gone green. We can do pink. You know, it's pretty much infinite. in the colours that we can use. And there's lots more that you can play around with it as well, but it's just a kind of really funky way to be able to show it. Now, the reason why I wanted to show you this, and the reason why I got so excited about this, is I have literally just brought a load of these Ololeaf panels to put in my office. So I think you can probably see now where things are going to start to go with when I start to do the TTL Towers office refurb. Now I know the top ones at the moment are looking very pinky, but that's just because of the brightness and the fact that the camera is spazzing out. But if I was to put the video back on again just to show you some more, it instantly changes and it cracks on. You can also change it to react with music instead if you want. I mean, depending on the games that you're playing, the films that you're watching, this could be amazing because you can have the Ololeafs all wired up, the RGBs around your desk as well. It could literally turn your office, your gaming room, your battle station and take that colour from inside your rig and literally splatter it into the outside of your room. Coolermaster genuinely have got me excited about this because bringing the Ololeaf in and everything else as well, if they can get the RGB strips long enough and easy enough for us to use that we can fit them to our desks as well, I think they could have an absolute blinder on their hands with this. And I can't stress that enough. I'm genuinely excited about this. If they get this right, we could be seeing a lot of Coolermaster kit coming out pretty soon. So yeah, please, for the love of God, Coolermaster, we need some really long strips for our desks and we need a really easy way to be able to implement it into our desks and be able to make it all super tidy. Please don't ruin this. Please don't, because if you get this right, even I will use it. Anyway, so I'm going to flip back round, stand back in front. There's loads of people watching me. I hate it when I have to do this. But anyway, so this is my last video of CES. I've got, shut up Dave, I've got, we're all going out. Oh, look. I'm just getting grief from everyone behind me. You don't ever see behind the camera normally. But anyway, so last video of CES. I'm now going to hoon it back to my hotel so I can get this edited and uploaded for you straight away because I'm planning on having a hangover tomorrow. So I hope you've enjoyed the content. It was my first time. I've learned a lot. I know the stuff that I need to do differently for next time. Let me know what you think about the Ololeaf stuff though, because I genuinely think if they implement that properly, that is epic, and they're going to change the market with that. So, you know, let's fingers crossed that they get all the kind of things done properly and they don't cut any corners and it's all done fucking epic, because even I want that in my office now. So anyway, this has been the tiniest of Logans, and this is my last video of the week. Well, maybe last video in Vegas. I'm off to San Francisco to the Corsair offices on Monday, so there's more for you yet.